Grenada, our beautiful pure island, is turning 50. And what better way to celebrate than with an evening that captures our heart, our spirit, our journey. Welcome to Up From Here, an experience of our past, present, and future. Join us at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday, February 2nd, as we revel in a spectacular showcase of Grenadian talent from our very own shores and from across the seas. Our artists are coming home to celebrate with us. Experience the rhythms that rocked our past and melodies that map our future. Live bands, sensational artists, dynamic dancers, all on one stage. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Come early. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Let's fill the stadium with our pride, our joy, our unity. 50 years of music, talent, and creativity. This is our moment, Grenada. Let's celebrate. It's only Up From Here together. Stay connected to our social media pages for updates at Grenada Turns 50.
You ready for an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.
Welcome to Ride Along Live for Wednesday. Beautiful Wednesday on the ride, guys. I am still here. How are you guys doing? Welcome. You inside? I see Jennifer. How are you doing? Jennifer James. Big up. Jackie Chaitan. How are you, my dear? Camille, Caddy, Yum. You know what I realize about Ride Along viewers? You know what I realize? I can't be late. All you real demanding, Jed. All you so demanding. I love it though. I don't have a problem with it. I was a little bit late, 10 minutes late. And I got about 17 voicemail, voice note messages. Where are you? You ain't coming on tonight. How could you do us that? Everybody jump into conclusion. And I'm not even 12 minutes late, you know. About 9 to 10 minutes late. All you're real demanding. But I love it. That's fine. That is fine. No problem with it. 10 minutes? Okay, Dwight. It was 10 minutes. All right. I bet some of you guys was more than 10 minutes late to work this morning. Eh? It's all good. All right, guys. So today, we're going to talk about an incident that went viral yesterday. This particular video was seen thousands and thousands of times all over social media, right? At face value, what we saw was a police officer and a conductor of a bus. And this particular video, again, was taken from all different angles, right? We saw from various angles. And let me caution everyone, by the way, as we say, everyone have a story to tell. We do have the family and an eyewitness that's going to share their story from what they saw at that particular event to kind of bring some kind of understanding to what happened. But let me caution you guys, because as I always say, there are always more than one side to a story. And we await the police perspective, the police point of view on it as to what transpired. Nevertheless, guys, I want to show you, I want to speak to the family member, and of course we have one of the eyewitness, Yvette, who is going to be joining us as well to talk about what she saw. Now, the important thing about it, I must say at the top, that the eyewitness is not a relative. In fact, the eyewitness don't know the person in question nor the police officer. So the eyewitness is basically going to tell us what she saw, right? Let's take a look at the video first and foremost. From one perspective, right? This was taken from one perspective, right? So yeah. See if we could pull it up from this angle. All right. So you can see police officer and a young man. Now we don't know what happened before. We have no way to tell how the whole thing gets started based on what we see on the video right here. There is no way that we could tell. All right. So again, I want you guys to watch it. Let me put up the audio on it.
It's the guy just shaking the hand and he coughing in his face and he busting. But everybody just wicked, just wicked. All the boys coming. Everybody going one by one. All the wicked man.
All right, so that's one perspective of the video. I have another perspective of the video that I'm going to show as well. This is another perspective of the video. Again, this is another perspective of the video. Check it out.
Dolly doing man. You're the boxer man, brother. Dolly doing man. What is a dread boy? What's the me boy? My boss on his shot boy. But it's so wicked boy. All is so wicked you. That should have been me. Me that should have been. I whole gonna boss you for yourself. You. That should have been me. I whole gonna boss you. But you, all is so boy.
You're making it in life, you know.
But you,
you're making it in life.
that should have been me boy.
Why you boy?
I whole gonna boss you there. You. All is so wicked boy. Witness that. The man don't hit you. Where box the man for? Where box him for? He hit you. Where box you for? Where box the man for? I'm a dread boy. That should be me boy.
All right, and let me show you a third perspective on the video. Third perspective. All right, so here we go, guys. We have three perspectives on that particular clip there of the incident that transpired involving the police officer and the bus conductor. All right, joining us right now is an eyewitness to the incident, and she's joining us via video to help to bring perspective on what transpired. I must also say that Miss Yvette is not a family member, and she don't know the conductor, or she don't know the police officer, so she's just going to tell us what she saw. Yvette, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Welcome, and thank you for having me. I'm doing very well, thanks.
All right, absolutely. Yvette, I said it earlier, but I want to reiterate this, right? You are not related to any party in question right here. You don't know the police officer, neither do you know the young man in question, correct?
Correct.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Yvette, tell us, where were you? What was your vantage point? Where did you see this occurrence from? Where were you standing?
Okay, so I came from Spicer Imaging Center. As I opened the door in coming out, I heard this bit of commotion, and I looked to the direction from which I heard it coming from. And then I saw persons shouting and screaming, and I just decided to go closer. And when I went closer, I saw the police officer. He had his hand like the young man's jersey was almost wrapped up, pulled up right up to his neck. You know, like when you hold somebody to the neck, right up. And he
Right.
was actually ringing the jersey and pulling it closer to the young man's neck.
Right.
And the young man, at the time I saw him, he was not saying anything. The crowd, the people who gathered around, some of the people came from the buses, the bus conductors, and so they were the ones shouting and asking, "What did he do? What has he done to you? Why are you treating him like that?" And as would be heard in the video. And when I noticed that the police officer was constantly pulling that jersey, ringing it around the young man's neck, I went very close and I said, "Officer, do you have a handcuff?" No answer. I said, "You're close to the station. Can you call or ask somebody to call for backup and ask them to come with a handcuff? Because in my view, this is not the way that you would handle somebody. It's almost like choking the person." The officer did not say a word. And then suddenly, within a few seconds, the young man apparently, in my view, was feeling the pressure of the jersey around his neck. And he tried to break free. So he was shaking himself off, trying to break free from the officer's hand. And I just saw in an instant, this is what I saw. The police officer just fling his hand and he just landed one cuff in the young man's face. Immediately, blood started spewing from the young man's nose. Blood was just coming down, and the young man screamed. And I heard that scream come from deep within. He screamed out like in agony when he got that cuff. And then he just retreated and he just fired two cuffs at the police officer. And the police officer, they had a little scuffer, and the police officer just continued holding him in his neck. And then I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, this is brutality. This is wicked. This should not be done. Because the young man was, to me, in my view, almost defenseless. And within an instant, the crowd came around and everything, and another police officer was walking up, and he came straight on the scene. And he took the young man and the officer, and he said, "Let's go." And he went with them, and then some vehicle picked them up on their way going to the Central Police Station. This is what I saw. I do not know what ensued before, what caused the officer to have to lay hands on him and so, but that is what I saw. And I thought that, no, this is unbecoming. There must be some procedure for handling whether the person has broken a traffic law or broken some law. There must be some particular way that you handle it rather than resorting to violence. And in my mind, when I saw that, I felt the pain that young man felt. And you would think a mother, a son, a husband, somebody, and you see that the level of, you could see the arrogance, and the vexation that came with that cuff that was landed in the young man's face. If it was in his temple, I'm sure he would have fallen to the ground and he could have died. And I decided I was not going to just remain quiet.
So again, we want to reiterate that you didn't witness what happened prior to the commotion.
No, I just heard the commotion.
Okay.
And because this is my nature, if I see an incident that is, violent in nature, or so, or people, screaming and swearing at each other, I would want to find out what is going on. And that is why I said to the officer, "Is there another way you could handle it? Do you have a phone? Do you have a handcuff on you?" No answer. "Can you make a call?" No answer. Because in my mind, if there are reasons to apprehend an individual, and you are a patrol officer, I would expect, or one would think, that officer would be armed with a cell phone or some the phones. What do you call those phones? Not phones.
Radio.
The radio, and at least have a handcuff somewhere on your possession. Because two things can happen. Let us suppose it was somebody who was extremely violent and the police attempted to arrest them or to handle them the way he did that young man. You can just imagine the end result. Whether it's for the policeman, he could have been in danger, or the other person. Now, if you have a handcuff, there's a particular way that you hold somebody in order to put the handcuffs on there to subdue them.
Right.
So afterwards, I'm thinking, I mean, there's a lot of questions in my mind, and there should be some questions in the minds of the citizens. And this information should reach home to the authorities, even the Minister of National Security, which is our Prime Minister, about the security of even the officers.
Right.
Because if to me, I don't know, and I would like to know whether that police officer had a handcuff at least on his possession.
Right. So,
or a cell phone or something to make a call. But to land, I mean, and at one point, the young man just remained calm. You could have seen the officer wanted him to walk along, but he was he tried resisting walking along with him.
Right.
And to just land that cuff straight in his face and that blood and the agony, believe me, I don't care if it was my worst enemy right along, I would not have stood still or remained silent. And I'm not prepared to remain silent. I think that this was an excessive use of what I would call human force, in my view.
Right. And no, I must say again, Ms. Yvette is not a family member. She just could say what she saw. That's what she saw, and that's all she could speak about, right? Did you witness the bus conductor or the civilian in this particular instance being combative? Did you think that he was combative in any way?
You mean prior to receiving that blow?
Or leading up to receiving the blow, after receiving the blow? Was he?
No. What I saw before the policeman delivered that blow is that the young man was, even if everybody was, saying different things, the young man remained silent. He did not say anything. I did not hear him saying anything. At one point in time, when he tried to break free, he probably muttered something to the officer. But the people were asking, what has he done to cause you to be treating him like that?
Right. Okay.
Right? And after he received the blow, that's when he fired two, what I would call cuff at the officer. And there was a bit of scuffle.
Right. Okay. Again, the young man cannot make it on the program right now because the young man sustained injuries and he had to undergo surgery.
A broken nose.
A broken nose, and he had to undergo surgery. We got a picture that was sent in to us from a family member on the current status of the young man's face, and it looked a little something like this. That young man prior to the surgery. Okay, so his nose is broken. How is he breathing though? Well, that's besides the point. You're not a medical.
He would breathe through his mouth, I would think.
Oh yeah, I believe so. Okay, so it's
so there's quite a bit of discomfort one can well imagine.
Wow. Okay, so that's the young man after. The young man also made a statement. I want to play back the statement that the young man made on what he observed and witnessed. This is the video of the young man.
Mace in my face, and I was trying to wipe my feet something, and I walk across.
I saw that in the video what he was trying to do. Yeah.
I was trying to bring up my jersey to wipe my face, and he made thing trying to ting out me and cuff me in my face again.
How many times he cuff you?
Once.
And how many times he slap you?
Twice.
So you get 2 slaps and
One
2 punch.
One cuff and 2 slap.
2 slap and a punch.
Yeah.
And what's your current situation? What did the doctor say to you?
See my nose fracture, the break.
So you have to go and do
surgery just now.
Okay. So he has to go and do surgery because of the altercation yesterday. His nose is broken and he has to do surgery. He get 2 slaps and a punch. So that's the current situation with him. Yeah.
All right, Yvette, was that what you witnessed? He said he got like one cuff to his face and at least 2 slaps. Something like that you witnessed?
Well, I did not witness the slap. What I understand is that the slap came prior to the cuff and whatever, or the scuffle that happened afterwards, right? Right in front of that old cinema there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there's a call for concern, and I want to be very balanced here and to be objective in airing my concerns, because it appears as if there is a lot of, but there must be something, whether there's anger, there is something that would cause, one to take that approach to just inflict such wound on an individual, even as a police officer. It begs the question as to whether officers understand the approaches that should be taken when you have situations like these. I know definitely that there is a level of arrogance, in some cases ignorance as to what should apply in officers carrying out their duties from time to time. And I must say right along that I have worked with the Royal Grenada Police Force for a number of years, providing training in different areas for different ranks, whether officers new intake in the training school, since the training school was on the Fort Frederick, right through to it being transferred down to SSU. The last set of training I did for the police force was for two prior to a period after, was for sergeants and inspectors, and then officers selected to work as bodyguard for the administration before NNP. And there were some things that I thought, when you do effective communication, there is something called soft communication. Soft communication. And even from a biblical perspective, it says, a soft answer turneth away wrath. And I have had experiences. In fact, one of the things I told the officers as we round up the training, most of these training sessions, is strive for the rank rather than the stripe. The rank rather than the stripe. The rank would be the level of professionalism and tolerance and effective communication and all of that that goes along with the performance of your duties and carrying out your responsibilities. Sometimes the manner of approach, the way we speak to people, can calm them, can cause you to get the best result from the communication or whatever the situation is. So no, if you come and you approach me in that manner and you say, what you did there is illegal, whatever, you might want to find out, why did I do it? Pull me aside, deal with me, speak with me. Sometimes we have to be forbearing. But what I've noticed in Grenada, and I've traveled to some countries, I've had the opportunity, thank God, and I observe how police officers handle civilians in different circumstances. And here the officers sometimes feel, well, I have to show who I am. Miss, you can't this. You can't go up here. You can't go down there. No, excuse me. Why have you done that? Did you know you cannot? Well, maybe you shouldn't do this because whatever. It's a matter of communicating, feeling people out, because you never know who have whatever anger, and it seems as if there's need for anger management. There is need for training, not just in policing, because the police has a responsibility to protect and to serve the citizens. And one of the things that is required is that people must be able to have confidence and trust in the police. And I always say to the officers, whether from the administration, the highest rank come down, I said, one of the reasons that community policing has failed miserably in Grenada is because of the approach that police officers, some of them, take in handling issues that emerge among citizens. the approach. So people lose confidence, the level of arrogance. You know, it has to be addressed. And I think about that mentally sick man from in St. Max or sometime, I'm sure right along you would have seen the video, heard about it, that the police and them beat and drag like a piece of old cloth on the ground. It's inhumane. You think about Oscar Bartholomew that was beaten to death. It was in the news for a while. Now you hear nothing. Everything is being pushed under concrete. We need to address these situations. Otherwise, we would have some fatalities.
Right.
Especially among our young men. We need to. There is a clarion call for us to provide the training, the support. And I'm not going to paint a bad picture of the entire police force, but we need to get to the root of the matter. What is the cause?
Yes.
And I started interviewing and having a few police officers. I'm hearing from them. Are there some issues, some things that you're not so happy with within the force? You hear it from time to time.
Right. Yvette, let me
They
ask
need to be addressed.
you understand the whole procedures and protocols of making an arrest. What
Yes.
has the officer done differently from your expertise in this particular field, and what are some of the major flaws that you see based on what you saw and what you see now transpiring on your screen? What are some of the errors?
Well, one of the things, like I said, one of it is the harsh communication that is being used.
Right.
Usually, if you're apprehending somebody, they do it, it's like a public display that I have the power and I could exercise this power on you. Pull over here. I'm arresting you now. You have to be able to communicate with the person. You have committed this offense. This is an offense. This is something illegal. Why have you done it? Pull the person aside, right? If the person, you're a junior officer and you notice that the person is exercising a level of anger or arrogance, or they want to become violent, then you have to call for backup. Because as I mentioned, this officer, I did not see a radio on him. There was no visual sign of a radio.
You have a radio. I'm seeing it in the video right now. It's very
Right.
clear.
So he had a radio on him. And even when I was saying to him, can you make a call?
Right.
Can you call for backup? He didn't answer, and I did not see him. I don't know if in the video it was shown where he attempted to pull out the radio and make a call. And that's why I said initially I would like to find out if he was armed with a radio or he has a cell phone or some means of making a call. Then
okay.
secondly.
Go ahead. I just wanted
No,
to
you go ahead, because he was asking.
Yeah, based on, I just paused the video right there. And if you could take a look at the screen, you could clearly see, well, you can't see clearly, but you could assume that what's on his side is, in fact, a radio. We
Right.
also assume that the radio is working, right?
We
Now,
assume, we don't know.
we could assume. We don't know.
Right.
But the next thing is on his back belt, we could assume that what he has there is a handcuff.
Oh, we only assuming that again. Right.
Because I could track the video to get a clearer view on it, but he has a belt on the back, which may be interpreted to be a handcuff. I don't know. I could probably look at analyzing video and get a clearer picture of it, but we could assume that he did have a handcuff. But however, if he didn't have a handcuff, which I think all police officers should, at the point in time, he did not utilize or reach for the handcuff to handcuff the individual.
Right.
You see him call for backup, radioing someone else so that he could contain the situation if, in fact, the situation is becoming unbearable just for him.
Him alone. Right.
So you didn't see that, and I'm not seeing that in the video here either. Again, we could just assume. We don't know for a fact. We could also see in another angle of the video that the officer indeed seemed to have a firearm. right? Again, he did not pull out the firearm, by the way.
Darling, man.
And I could pull the video back up again and put the video on full screen, and we could track it back slowly to see, in fact, that the officer right on his side belt, he does in fact have a firearm, which he did not take out, he did not use. And we could also see as a third accessory on his belt, which we could also assume was a mace or some sort of device which could be, which could fit into that pocket that looks like a mace. So
Right.
he does have a handcuff, he does have a radio, he does have other devices in his belt, which
And
is
he has a shotgun.
as a belt, as a mace. However,
Right.
you didn't see he took out the handcuff at any
No,
to make any attempt to arrest.
no, I did not. And that is why I asked him. I went up, I went close up. I mean, some of what you saw, the videos that are shown, obviously have not captured everything. But I went close up when I saw him holding him in his neck, whatever. I went up and I asked, officer, do you have a handcuff that you can put on the gentleman? Or a radio or some means of phone that you can call and ask for backup? And then if you don't have a handcuff, ask them to walk with one. He did not say a word. And I must say, he remained silent and he appears to have been calm and in control of the situation.
Right.
Yeah. But what, like I said, is, I mean, I don't know if he understood that, okay, if it's a situation that I cannot handle, I must try to get help and ask for backup. Because that is required.
We're not seeing you, by the way. We're seeing the ceiling. So we're not seeing you at all, in fact.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that is required. You know, and like I said, that is my second thing. The self-communication is one. There's a situation that you feel overwhelmed or overpowered by, you ask or you call for backup. And you call your senior officer or you call whoever is near. Luckily and fortunately, that police officer was walking across and he came straight and he just calmly took both the police officer, which is a constable, and he took the young man along with him. He did not respond to the crowd. He did not react in any arrogant way or negative way, which was well handled. Well handled.
All right. So joining us right now on the phone line is a family member, a close family member of the civilian, Richie. Richie, are you there?
Yeah, Junior. Yeah, good night, Junior.
Yeah, good night, Richie. Richie, what could you tell us based on information that was conveyed to you from Richard? What transpired and what caused this altercation?
Junior, I will tell you, this thing started a very long time with the same officer.
It started a while before?
Yeah.
Okay.
And somehow this officer been picking on Zane.
Oh, okay.
You have an incident where he tells Zane that he didn't have any seatbelt. Zane had on his seatbelt. He come out, he charge him, lock him up. All right? They went court, nothing come out of it. Because he don't come into it. He come back again, where I had an accident in Grenada. Zane was taking picture of the accident. Same officer, Officer 655, was key. That's the officer who came on the scene. He started to move a type of way with Zane again. So Zane asked him, why every time you see me, you're getting on like that with me? What I do you? That come and he finish. So I think this thing, I tell officer, why every time you see Zane, you always have to be on him. Come on, your job is to serve and protect. Junior, that was a mistake. I tell this officer that. I become the victim. You have an incident in Bowley, Snook Corner. You have other officers who was around. Now, my nephew have a bus. You hear me, Junior?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead. I'm hearing you fine.
Yeah. Some incident happened where the city bus wasn't insured. I came down, and if you call me, I came down on the scene. The same officer was there. When I reach out, I try to resolve the problem, ask them what was the problem. They say the bus was insured, whatever. So they have to go with it. So I say, if the bus was insured, why are you guys driving it? Look here, can I have a record rider? Let me get a record to bring it in the station. The officers, you have pussy come out here, and anytime you want to bring it. Junior, you have other officers who was there until me forget that. Go and make a report. So, Junior, this officer needs some discipline reaction. You have an incident again, your bus driver in Grenada and fell down. He spray mace in the guy's eye with 2 passengers in the bus.
The same.
Tell me, Junior.
You're talking about the same police officer?
Same officer, Junior. And then you're going and brag about it after. So tell me, is either you're doing the police work or you that gangster? So look, that incident was Zane there yesterday. I know Zane like a back of my heart. I tell you, Zane is like a son to me. Zane remain quiet because he know what is the current issue right now, what he's waiting on, and what is the scene. So Zane don't want to have no problem. I tell you that, Junior. So that's the reason why if you look at the video, you see Zane quiet. You understand? I went up, you look at you play the video just now, I went up, I asked him what happened, I said, Zane don't lie to me. Tell me exactly what went on. Zane say they pick up a conductor, which is Jamie. Everybody knows Jamie. The officer decided charging instead. Take it, so Jamie, then the rain started to fall. So the officer went under the tent. So they stay about 5 minutes. So Zane say, you get vexed because, the officer can write the ticket below the tent and then come and hand them the ticket. So the officer wait until the rain finish and come like to spy them and write the ticket after. So Zane say, he pull the ticket. When the officer give the ticket, he take it in a arrogant way. The officer tell and tell me, you should have touched my hand. I had see what happened to you.
Wow.
So you understand what going on there? You're ignited as an officer. So, Junior, we Grenadians, we just speak this type of way. You might say, wrong with all your boy, but we don't mean it in a disrespectful way.
Right.
That's how Grenadians speak. Might say, all the boys get on the ground, they all don't respect. Junior, that's just a concept.
Right.
So, is a form of way the officer say that's an offense. So, you're being apprehended by. You tell Zane you're under arrest, you come out. Zane said the rain drizzling, so Zane tell him, call the van and let's go to the station.
Right.
Zane said, call him up now. And pull up his pants and Zane asked him, so why you do me that for? Why every time you meet me, you do me that? Zane said the man just ram a punch in his face. As the lady tell you, the lady said she see it. Blood started coming out and the man lose one time, flowing down. So anybody, let me tell you, Junior, I don't say that because I don't want to be arrogant or some arrogant, but anybody, Junior, will make a reaction, Junior, because you punch me, Junior, in a type of way, it's obvious I will make a lash or throw a blow, Junior. Come on, we're only human. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be stung and biased, Junior. And inside me, Junior, he's burning me right now because I know Zane did not do anything and he later set a charge on Zane, resisting arrest, assault on police. He says Zane split on him. Nothing like that. So he's trying to pitch a good and a picture now. So when you go to the court, the man said, okay, now, Zane is a disrespectful young man and Zane do this and Zane do that. This is something that's going on along here and needs to stop. Because the police force and the bus association so things working hand in hand.
Right.
You understand? Because we all need each other. If you say again in the night again, we're working late here. I had an incident, Junior, where I've been robbed at night, Junior, and I go to the police. Now the police tell me, Junior, hey, Boca, big bad man like you, Boca, and you make them men rob you? Stop. So what I supposed to do, Junior? Pick up a knife or something and run down the teeth and damage the teeth, and then I be looking, I get wrong after, Junior, tell me.
Right.
So what is in place for we the busmen, Junior? What justice? And every time I been looking at your program, Junior, that's not the first time I've been on your page, Junior. I've been there for the progress representing St. Grenada, Junior. So I'm not new to your platform. But what I'm saying, Junior, I've been looking at your program many times with police brutality, even going on in Grenada here, and it's going under the carpet.
Right.
So what step and what measures we supposed to take? The boss is supposed to fight with the police? No, we don't want that. The police is supposed to there for us, Junior. And you can come outside and want to come in and then you're getting kicked up when you don't write us up. You're going to tell your friends and them, I write up he's soft. That one soft. What kind of police is, Junior? I mean, you don't take training, you just go in a uniform and they come on the street. Okay, Junior, and then step 2 now, Junior. I would like to address the public and I should say the Prime Minister. Been 3 years now, we've been having a bus story, Junior. With the price and the different things affect with the bus. Routes and
hold on. We're gonna get to that, Richie. I don't want to confuffle everything together. Let's just deal with this and then we go deal with the other part here, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Right. How is Zin doing right now?
Well, the current situation right now, he's in the hospital. I just see the picture and right now, but you can't really be treating him and because he did surgery today and he's in a lot of pain.
Right. Okay.
Because he gets slapped, a punch in the face, and he still gets me.
Yeah. I saw the picture, which I posted earlier. I mean, it seemed like he had some head injuries and definitely some nose injuries. His whole face, like almost Junior, his whole face is in tape.
When he come up on our study, we will still be going and do a brain scan. Because he's been getting some headache and the officer is a big officer and James is a liquor man. So he said, no, they kind of punch him, get for his nose, we go and do surgery.
Right. Okay. Was he charged when he was taken up to the police to the station? And what was he charged for if he was in fact charged?
Resisting arrest.
What else?
Assault on police.
Assault on police, okay.
Obscene language.
Okay.
And disorderly behavior.
Okay. All right. So okay. Obscene language. So what in terms of the chronology of what you said there, I'm trying to figure out what caused the police to initially approach him and apprehend him. Did the police officer hear him curse, or did he say that, I mean, from the police officer perspective, I don't know if you have that information, did he say that he cursed at him, that's why he approached him, and then he resisted, and then this happened? I mean, like the chronology of the charge. I'm trying to understand these charges, because it seemed like all over the place.
Junior. First thing, Junior, you say the officer telling me on arrest for saying boy.
For
insulting language.
For insulting language. Okay.
Yes, for saying boy.
Okay.
So after the officer tell him, let's go, you tell the officer the range with him, let's call the vehicle.
Right.
So the officer say you resist, sorry.
Go ahead.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you know disorderly behavior now, because the commercial will go on now, they go to that disorderly behavior.
Right. Yeah, okay. I understand. So initially it was the obscene language. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yvette, are you still there?
I'm here.
Yvette, based on what you heard from the information that Richie just shared with us, right? What recommendation would you make both to the police officer and the civilian in this particular case? Because you, again, you are trainer of police officers. You understand this system very well.
Right. Not
what kind
training policing,
Yeah.
but other areas, right? Professionalism, communication, and all those kind of things. Anger management. First, I would like to start with the Boss Association. In fact, I've always had a concern. I work at MCC as some persons may know. We have a taxi and tour operators training program, which I've been managing for years. And we do get bus conductors and owners and drivers doing the training, right? And one of the areas that they have to do personal development, effective communication, etc. And I spoke to, in fact, the now president of the St. George's Bus Association was one of a past student of ours. And I said to him, there is need, and I've always been concerned that we need to have training for not just the bus drivers, but for all conductors, because they're in a profession. That's what they do to make their living. So they need to be trained as professionals. Professionals speak the part, you act the part, and you behaved in a particular way, right? And you.
Yes. All right. I think we lost connection with Yvette. I'm sure she will reconnect here, giving us some very vital information on police practices, and looking in retrospect to this particular event.
Okay.
All right. Yes, you're back. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the training of the people, the bus drivers and the conductors, that is of paramount importance, right? As it relates to the police, there is need, like I said, for us to look into the root cause of those incidences of the use of excessive force on civilians and not following the protocol when somebody violates or breaks the law in any way, right? The whole question of people relation skills, anger management, conflict resolution, because a lot of situations that end up with violence does not have to be, if it's being handled in the proper manner, and if the protocol that governs policing and in relation to civilian is being observed and practiced. And I know for a fact, I do not want to call names, but there are some admirable police officers within the Green RGPF. Yes. I mean, you see them on the bus terminus, you see them en route there. The way in which they speak to people is not all the time somebody commits an offense that you have to be pulling them aside. You're ready to charge them. You're ready to arrest them. Sometimes people are ignorant. You may say ignorance of the law is no excuse, but the police also have a responsibility to inform and to educate.
Yes. Yes. I think we lost Yvette again because she's probably getting calls on her end. We also have someone that is sending us a voice note right now. They said that they saw everything from the beginning. So we're going to wait on that voice note to come in. And let me see, I think we could populate that right now. Let's see if we could play this back.
So I'm back. She's on?
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm trying to play back a right now of someone that saw everything. Stand by. All right. Okay, it's not playing back. But go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Yvette. In regards to the
Yes, and also apart from the training on both ends, finding out the root cause, because you have some officers who have some anger management problems, right? The exercise of self-control, yeah? These are areas that need to be addressed. we need to focus on the root cause. Why? There are some officers who should not be patrolling, they should not have direct interface with the public. They should not. They should probably be in the radio room or some other place. And right along, I can tell you from my own experience that a lot of people are angry with the police with the manner in which they're handling matters. And what you want, as the gentleman rightly said, is that there should be a fostering of good relations between the police and civilians, because the civilians are there to help the police do their job. There's some things that may happen. Civilians could provide worthwhile information to the police. But if I do not trust the police, if I think that I may be brutalized by the police if I make, an offense or so, why would I want to cooperate and collaborate with the police?
Yes.
And you want to foster that good relations. And it cannot be done the way it is.
Yes. All right. I got the audio now, so let me play that back. And we still, in fact, do have Richie on the line. Richie, stay right there. Don't move. Let's see if we could get this audio ingested into the system. This is a voice note from someone who was eyewitness to the whole thing. Let's see if we could get that audio played back.
Oh Lord, tell me about it. No, no, I was suffering that took my days. You can just tell me that don't do what the lady said. No, maybe do something, but I just sit around like that. No, last night I've always said, I would have been able to sit down. Look how much work you have to do just to go around that. How much I have to do?
All right. I'm being told that I'm being told that the audio is very low and persons are not able to hear it. So we'll ingest that into a vlog and put it out so you guys could listen. Hold on one second. I'm losing audio in my headphones. All right. I think I'm better now. Yeah. All right. So Richie, are you there?
Yeah, Junior, I'm here.
Yes. Richie, so your claim is that you believe that the police has a personal vendetta against Zane. That is your firm belief.
Yes.
Right. Are you? Yeah, go ahead.
Because I see the reaction before that happened.
Right. At this point in time, with the association, with the Bus Association, I know that they're very involved with all the back and forth in this particular situation here. Is the Bus Association? Can the Bus Association play a role in fostering better relation with the busmen, with the conductors, and the police? Does that mandate sit in the Bus Association?
Yeah, that is the reason why I'm here tonight to address this situation. Because as I said, the busmen want to work hand in hand with the police.
Right.
We don't want to be entangled with the police or the police entangled with us. We want to be alone because we just go out and paint with the police, clean with the police. So we had that relationship with the police.
Right.
So not to say with the busmen in Grenada, it's like we in team with the police union. It's a love.
Yes.
You understand? And this is heartbroken, Junior, to see a constable who know come in the force to be getting so arrogant, Junior. And it's not one busman, it's many busmen to call in and give the view about the same officer.
Yeah.
And then you're going to laugh about what you're doing. So I asked the commissioner and the Minister of Security to look into that. Because the Bus Association, they be in 100.
Right. Okay.
Because we trying to discipline our workmen. Because let me tell you, Junior, we're going to pay in it. Bus is a business. Bus is not a game.
Right.
You understand? So if people look at bus like some game, and it's not like that. It's not like that. It's discipline right now.
Yes. 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 All right, well, Richie.
Look at Junior again.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Richie.
We had a meeting in Monterey. Playing cricket against St. David.
Right.
So we want to bring all the associations together. So we could have a health walk. You know, we could have our own sport. We even want to join the Wagati football. Because we have players.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Junior, we're trying to uplift the bus association. So why the police have to victimize? We have to be victimized by the police. We need some justice.
Yes. Yes. I agree. And we're going to continue to follow this story, Richie. I have to free up this particular line right here because there are a few others that want to place some of the insight on this particular topic. Any last word before we wrap up your call, Richie?
Julia.
Yes.
Before you go, the president want to make an announcement.
Okay, great.
Okay. So
Right.
I'll be holding on.
Okay, no problem. So let's hear from the president of the Busmen Association. Hello? We'll hold for that announcement from the president of the association. Hello?
So, Junior, while we wait,
Yeah, hi.
is that it from me?
Yes, hi. Go ahead.
I just want to see justice being served. You know, and for that young man, I want to extend my deepest sympathy with what has happened to him, that painful experience. He's going to have some challenges as he goes through the healing process. And I want to wish him, you know, a speedy recovery, and I'll be praying for him.
Right.
And his family.
What's justice for you?
Justice for me is that, I mean, the police officer, I don't know what the hierarchy is going to do. But I think that, like I said, that was, to me, unwarranted, excessive force that was being meted out to that young man. And then all of these charges had been laid on him. I'm sure the matter might be going to court. And when it goes to court, I hope he gets justice, that the officer would be reprimanded and be made to seek to get counseling or some help. But I would pray that there would not be a recurrence of such in Grenada, and have somebody being wounded to that degree, and the pain and the suffering that he has to go through, that should be avoided. And I would not want that on my worst enemy. I think, and one of the things that bother me, and let me make this last point in parting, I think that in Grenada, Grenadians, we are becoming too callous and too cold towards each other. I know that there is a lot of violence, men abusing physically, verbally, women, children, whoever, girls, and people just like the bystander apathy that once existed in New York and some states in the US, where people just stand up and they watch, they turn their head and they go.
Right.
I think it is coming, it is in Grenada. And I think that we need to stand up as a people. It doesn't matter who it is. When there is violence meted out against people, you see wickedness, you see evil being done. We need.
All right, so we lost Yvette again. And let me check, because I do believe that we have the president of the Busmen Association on the line. Caller, you live. Hello? Richie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah, you said you had the president that we could have spoken to?
Yeah, the president wanted to just make an announcement.
Yeah, okay, so put on the president so we could hear the president announcement.
No, I'm making an announcement for the president.
Okay, go ahead, go right ahead.
Well, I want to start. We've been having a study going on 3 years now, Junior. And Prime Minister go, Prime Minister come. They're trying to work with us. They say they're working with us. And nothing being done. PS change. We're supposed to get a raise up, but here. Since I should put it like this year, they say September, they say October, and now they say January the 15th. The 15 gone, Junior. And we hear nothing. Our president, Junior, been quiet for a very long time.
Right.
But right now, we had enough, Junior. So we are addressing the nation and the Prime Minister to take immediately effect into the situation.
Okay.
Because we foot is down right now, Junior.
Okay. All right. So for the power that be to look into this particular situation and foster better relation between the police and the busmen and women and conductors, drivers alike.
Junior, my way of when I travel, Junior, and I hear people speak about Grenada, holy force, Junior. I just feel so grateful to know I'm from Grenada, Junior. The love that I see the police just handle them and, take pictures of them, the police help them. So why will this arrogantness coming from this one officer?
Yeah.
He needs some discipline, and the hierarchy need to look into that.
Right. Well, we did make a call to the police to give their side of the story. Mr. Vanny Coben is very vocal, and he's always willing and able to speak. But we were unable to reach Mr. Vanny Coben this afternoon, but I'm sure that he will be receptive to coming on and sharing the police perspective on it, because we do believe that there are two sides to it. We have to understand that and also give the other side an equal and fair opportunity to give their side of the story. But at the end of the day, I think what is important, that if we could foster that better relation between police and the civilian, or especially in this particular case, the busmen and women, the conductors, and people who, I think that is supposed to be a synergy, because, you're working to move the nation forward. I think that needs to be fixed, that needs to be mended. Well, however, we're looking forward to having this conversation with someone in the RGPF to kind of explain the situation further to us. So, Richie, thank you so much for joining us. We have to take another call on this particular line here. And also, Ms. Yvette, thank you so much as well. Richie, thanks again. We'll keep in touch, all right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Yvette, your final word. We have another segment here to bring on before we wrap up with this. Are you there, Yvette? All right. So we lost Yvette. We're going to open up the phone line in a little bit, guys, because I saw a few of you guys calling. I wanted to put your voice on it. So we're going to open up the phone lines in a few minutes. Right now, we're joined by Devon. He's a taxi driver. He was there and he witnessed what happened. Devon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right, Devon. Devon, tell us, what did you see? You were an eyewitness, and what did you see, and at what point did you see did you start to recognize that something was happening?
Well, I was standing up on the bus stop on the carnage.
Right.
And when I reached, but I was a conductor as well, right? And I have a problem with him as well. Sometime last year, with the same incident, the day of GBSS Sports. Right. It was Wednesday. The Monday, he saw me pick up 2 passengers, right? Another police officer hit me and told me to drop the passengers. So I did so and I dropped the passengers. When I dropped the passenger, the Wednesday, they tell the driver to pull on the side. So the driver put on the side. So I listened to what he has to say. Then I said, "Officer, can I explain myself?" He didn't want to hear. So he turned and asked me for my name and my address. He asked me why before I even could say my name and address. He turned and said, "Matter of fact, you're under arrest." He started grabbing me by my neck. He rags me up. He even choked me to a point where I couldn't self breathe. In that case now, everywhere he went, like if he went on the right-hand side of the bus, he pulled me and dragged me with him. Then when he get to realize that people is watching and people started to record, he let me go by my neck, the collar. When he hold me by my jersey collar, he pulled me now, my jersey collar ripped. My jersey ripped. You understand? So in that dinner, I wasn't fear, so I ran for my life.
Wow.
When I ended up running. I ran back through the Center Alley by roads where should have sell the food and so on. And then I ran back up by hankies and I come back down, take one by jersey because I was shot less in town. I was embarrassed because what this man did to me. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting all that to escalate from this policeman, the same 655. So I had to run for my life when he had me by my neck. I went and buy a jersey and I came back. When I came back, I saw Officer Rennie and so on was there. So me and Officer Rennie good. Officer Rennie talked to me. He couldn't. He asked me what happened. When I went back, he started to pull out his mace, spraying me in my eye, and he pulled out his boot too. So Officer Rennie grabbed the mace from him. He grabbed the mace from him. And since after that, he just like, anytime this police officer arrests you, is that you use that targeting him. He just constant just targeting you. No matter where he is, he looking at you, staring you down. Even though you blink or you say a word to him, he pull you into the side and want to arrest you. And he arrested me in that last year, he arrested me 3 times. You understand? The 3rd time, he arrested me, he asked me for my name and my address. I give him a government name that they are no government paper, but board paper.
Mm-hmm.
He arrested me for failing to give name and address, and I give him my exact name and address, which I have the ticket that has given me name and address.
You was charged for failing to provide name and address?
Yes, and which I give him my name and my address. I received the ticket that I give him my name and my address. I received the ticket, I have the ticket. After I lock me up for that, then I wait. They send me a summons to go to court. When I went to court, I didn't have no case. Well, up to now, I'm waiting to hear what's the result from that because all what he did to me, he even scraped my neck when he grabbed me in my throat and all kind of thing. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because this policeman, he's not protecting and serving that police force, to be honest. I don't have nothing against him, but I don't know what he have against me. I don't know what he have against me.
Wow. Thank you so much for your recollection, my friend. Again, we aim to get to the bottom of this and try to understand. I'm getting information coming in as I speak from previous arrests, right? Where involving this police officer and someone else. Well, someone that resembled that police officer. I cannot make it out based on the picture the photos that I received. But we'll get to the bottom of it, guys, and I promise you I'm going to come back and give you all the information and digest some of the information I'm getting because I'm getting a lot right now. All right, so let's take a call. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Let's go to the phone lines right now and take your call on this matter. Open up the phone lines right now. Here we go. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grandans.
Grandans, go right ahead.
Okay, so good night, Junior. I had an experience with that same police officer. I was in a bus with the bus driver, Richie, for Grandans. And that police officer saw when he picked us up by the corner leaving from the bus terminal. So he pulled him over in front by Foodland. When he pulled him over in front there, Richie said to him, "Afternoon, officer. Well, I know you does. So if you have to charge me, charge me." So asked Richie for his name. Richie provided his name and his surname to him and say, "Well, you know, I know you see me already. You have to give me my ticket. Just give me my ticket. Let me go." So, however, the situation started to escalate between he and Richie, where he started to rough Richie and Richie started to give him back attitude. Right. So Richie was saying to him, "Well, I don't know what is your problem with me. You keep picking on me and I'm fed up with it. I'm tired, go through video." And you know, the situation was about to escalate because Richie was out of the bus and he was charging Richie so much things that didn't even call for when it's just the passengers. He tell Richie, "The light you have on the bus, that is not the light you're supposed to be using." Richie said, "Well, all these bus and Grandans have it because of this light. The problem we have with locating the light, and you want to charge me for it. So I is your target." So now he started to escalate because Richie went out the bus. So I had to talk to Richie. I said, "Richie, no, you know, this could be happening." However, right. But he said to me, I'm in the bus, he said, "You don't have my permission to record me, so don't record me." I said, "Well, you're in the streets, you're not in a private environment, and I have every right, I have freedom to record." So he said to me, "You don't want to get in any problems with me." So I turned and I said, "Richie, is there anyone I could call to have this?" So Richie called his lawyer and had his lawyer on the phone. And so Richie had a phone to the officer. So when Richie called his lawyer by the name and he realized who Richie lawyer was, right? He stopped because I think Richie lawyer works somewhere. He works with the police and he has certain position. When he called him by his name, I can't remember. So when he realized who Richie lawyer was, he started to it differently and tried to, and you know, he kept Richie there for 45 minutes to 1 hour just to present one ticket to him. And take Richie, I told Richie, I said, come inside the bus and let me speak to you. And I had to tell Richie, I say, "You know, I'm a young person, but what I can do is advise you on steps to take towards this. Because approaching a police officer in that way, it won't make any difference. But you see that young man, I'm going to say, he needs some form of discipline. I think he have anger issues. He's only human as well, right? But when you're a police officer and you're serving and you're supposed to, you have to have means and ways to address situations. You cannot be taking out your anger issues or personal problems you're holding against persons. Because Richie said he was sick, he almost died, and he just asked the police officer because he's trying to go to the doctor office. "Can I park my bus there?" He told Richie no, while another officer gave Richie permission to pull over the bus because of some medical issue Richie was having, right? I don't want to say because I don't have that permission. Right. But, you know, and when Richie did that, he hold Richie there and Richie dying and he hold Richie there. You understand? And this is things that we as Grenadian people, we need to stand up for. He needs some form of discipline or some training. And if my phone didn't crash, I could have prevented the officer.
Thank you, caller.
That's my.
Thank you so much for your input. All right, thank you. Thanks again. All right, guys. So what we're seeing and what we're hearing from our guests is that this seemed like it has been an ongoing problem, right, between this police officer and this bus conductor. But I don't want people to get the wrong impression, right? Because I know a lot of police officers, they work hard. So this is not a referendum on all police officers, but in every bunch, there's always bad apple. It's just a matter of weeding out the bad apple. We got another call to take, right? Let me see if I could do this right now. Take this call. Hello, caller live. Where are you calling us from? Hello? Hold on, caller. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, caller, go right ahead. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from. I'm Jimmy.
Caller, sorry, go.
I'm also a victim. Huh?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I'm also a victim of that same officer.
That same officer? Hold on. That same officer?
Yeah, 665 Charles of River Sally St. Patrick's.
Okay.
Yeah. I have numerous videos and stuff that where the officer being, like I made several attempts to go with enough time, and officers are wrong, like make him let loose or else forget about it because what he wanted to lock him up for was not making any sense. In relation to the matter yesterday, he issued the driver and Zane the ticket for picking me up. Right? I were in the bus. He had them on the bus stop at least for 20 minutes before he started the ticket. The rain started falling, he went back on the shelter. When the rain eased up, he come and give them and start writing the ticket. When he gives in the ticket, they snatch the ticket from his hand. Right?
Yeah, caller, go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, Zane snatched the ticket from his hand, And everything like the gun. He come back and tell Zane, you're under arrest. He went ahead and give the driver the ticket. And then he proceeded on come back to go with Zane. So Zane said, Rangers in, call the transport, let's go. I'm willing to go with you. He held him in the back of his pants and started, racks him up and Zane asked me, why are you behaving so far? Why handle him like that? He then turned and slapped Zane to the face. Right? He took out his mace and sprayed him. So Zane trying to rub his eye and whatever because the mace is in his eye. He then went ahead and cuffed him.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
I was in the video, I think, because I keep telling him, why you don't handle me like that? And he was telling me, why I don't jump in? Pussy hole, why I don't jump in? And all the fucking bad and whatever,
All right, try to calm down on the profanity on the program. It's a family program.
Yeah, sorry, like that was his words.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was his words.
Right.
Yeah, and all this pussy while I jump in, and I say, when I start to handle somebody, man do something, they mean their ways to handle it different.
Right.
Well, later on during the day today, I was arrested for obstruction. That same officer sent some officers to arrest me for obstructing him.
Today?
It's today. They locked me up today for obstruction. I got bail. You understand? So I mean, he needs some counseling. He needs to remove. They need to send him to Carriacou or some way. Some part of the country to walk in Budge Grove or somewhere to calm himself. Because a young fella both of us is young people, right? He may be older than me, maybe a year or maybe older than him. But we are young people. The only thing that's different in him, he's an officer. Or respect him, we want them to respect us too. And he's very violent. He's very violent.
Okay.
Yeah, and we need to do something. We need to get some satisfaction. We need that satisfaction.
Okay. All right, caller. Thank you so much for your input, all right? Thank you so much for your input. 718-701-572, you guys. We're taking your call live. We have a few more calls, a few more minutes on the overtime before we wrap up. I believe we got a caller. Caller live. Caller live. Hello.
Hi, Junior.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you? Good night to your listeners.
Yes.
Junior, I wanted to give this contribution.
Yes.
Because it could be an advice as well for civilians. Now, every time I am stopped by a police officer, I am very calm, very cooperative, and very patient, because I understand in that situation that the police officer or officers, they are the authority and I am the civilian. And if you give them the respect that they crave or the respect that they deserve, they'll do what they have to do within the parameters of the law, and they proceed. I was stopped recently in Plains at a traffic stop. I was taking my mother to an event. The police officer, female police officer, she said goodnight. She was very polite, and she asked for my license, the registration, which I gave. And she was satisfied with that. And before I left, she said, but where are you going? In my mind, I answered disrespectfully, saying, well, why do you need to know that? It's after 8 at night. Am I not allowed to be on the road? But I just said, I'm taking my mother, to the event. And she was happy that I drove away, no incident free, right? So sometimes based on what the officers crave, that's what we have to give to them. If you notice that they're wearing if you recognize that they have a rank, you call them by the rank. Corporal this, good night, corporal, good night, sergeant, good night, whatever. Because some of them use and abuse their uniforms, you see, and that is where the brutality comes in, because they're in uniform and they feel, some officers, I know there are some amazing officers, Junior. We have some exceptional officers who work within the parameters of the law, but you have others who wear their uniform and use their badges to brutalize people. And as a people, we cannot accept that. It always irritates me anytime I hear of an incident or see, because when you see, the truth needs no defense. Right. So when you see the videos, for example, Junior, that one which you aired, and I'm very thankful for the platform you have, because you give a space and a platform to issues that we need to talk about. That video you showed with the mentally disturbed young man whose feet were tied, his hands were tied, Junior. The RGPF told the nation that they will conduct an investigation into the matter. They came back to the public and said that the police did not cross legal lines. Junior, as a nation, we accepted that. As a nation, we accepted that. We never asked for anything else. We accept and we move on. The young man came on bail. Same thing. Oscar Bartholomew was beaten in police custody. No one was disciplined. No one was held accountable. This has nothing to do with politics and everything to do with what is just and what is right. And we must hold our police officers who think that they could use their badges, dress in their uniform, and go out there to brutalize people. These bad apples should be disciplined. And I am calling on the Minister of National Security to do the right thing and stop having police officers investigating police officers. We rarely get any truth. We rarely see any officers being disciplined for their brutality against civilians. Officers should consider this, Junior, before I end. I know I'm taking a little bit long. Officers should consider that they are not always officers. They congregate with us. They go to the same shops we go to. We should have that kind of unity between us and police. You cannot have civilians resenting police officers. That then creates hate. So we go out there and we approach officers with a sort of hostility, because we see that these officers are feeding hostility into civilians by their actions. And so Grenadians, we just always want to talk for 8 days and do absolutely nothing. And we must stop that. We have to demand change by asking for actions. And how do we do so? We do so by calling on the Prime Minister, who is also the Minister of National Security, to do better by the people of this country when it comes to police brutality. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Thank you so much for your input, caller. Appreciate you. 718-701-5720, guys. Let us talk on this topic right here. We're talking about this incident of alleged police brutality on a young man. We have a video from different perspectives. We looked at it, we dissected it. But as we said, that we do believe that there's always 3 sides to a story. And we like to ventilate all sides of each story so we get the perspectives, all right? Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Yes, I'm calling. I'm a conductor as well, right?
Okay.
I want to share my input with that same officer while I working in Grenada.
Yeah.
Yesterday, well, me and my driver had this altercation with the same officer before that thing happened with Zid on the Carnage. We was in tongue, right? And so we end up making a little block back because he had a couple buses in front of us. So we trying to make a block back to create a little gap between the buses to get a better load. So the officer came to us and said he was charging us for picking up passengers. I was like, officer, what are you charging us for? He go ahead and he write in the ticket and he wasn't saying anything. And I was like, what, just so? So just so I get a ticket and I can't even say a word towards it. The man go ahead and write the ticket. And he tell the warden to write the next ticket for the driver. So the 2 ticket was handed out for me and my driver. Then the officer go ahead and going across by my driver and tell my driver he's issuing him a ticket for picking up passengers. So my driver was like, why you charging me? The warden already charged me. And he don't say nothing, he just writing the ticket. He just there and ignoring us. So the man do so now, and the bus was almost full of people. So everybody in the bus started cussing and getting on with him. Well, not cussing as an obscene language. They was like bashing him because they was like, this is stupidness. Right. And that is unacceptable. Right? So, and then Tutus, he started get aggravated with the people in the bus because they was bashing him and they call him names. And then he just come back, driver, you're under arrested. He's a prisoner. Just like that.
What?
Then the driver was like, well, officer, what are under arrested for? He don't answer. He do so now, and he called the sergeant in the tongue. And the sergeant come, and we just end up in the station. Just like that. I don't understand this thing. I don't understand what already going on with our police. He needs some help. Trust me, he needs some help. I don't know if a boss man joking his wife or something, but something really going on. I don't know. If all these people saying all these things about him, then something definitely had to be wrong with him. You understand? Something definitely had to be wrong with him. He need to be trained over. He need to go back and retrain. Something had to be done.
Right.
Trust me.
Yeah, and
just want to share my input.
Thanks for your input. Someone said earlier, guys. And I want to say that it's not right to say if the police officer is brutalizing people, send him to Carriacou, because we don't want him in Carriacou. We don't want that type of brutalization of the people in Carriacou. Carriacouians are Grenadians as well. So if he's brutalizing people in Carriacou, if he's brutalizing people in Grenada, you send him to Carriacou, what do you think you do? You brutalize people in Carriacou too. If it's a situation where the police officer is a rogue police officer, I believe that the authorities have to take a serious look at this police officer conduct. And based on what we've been hearing over and over and over, it's striking that this police officer keep popping up a whole lot, right? Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Hi, Julian. I'm calling from Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
Yeah, Julian. Something I wanna highlight here. It's so sad that we have to see blood shed for we to have a discussion on the national transportation in Grenada, right? And I like to look at it in one way where you have to look at the whole community, right? And the operators and how things are with the bus associations now.
Right.
Right. We was promised I was a bus operator, right? Flying the number 1 route for years. And for over the last 3 to 4 years, we've been promised a fix. Right? Others will call it a study. We was promised a fix of one, a study that was sponsored by the CDC, one of the banks, right? In connection with St. Lucia, right? Subject to correction. And that same fix was supposed to look at affordability, reliability, right, and accessibility of public transportation in Grenada, right? And on top of that, he would have looked at all the ills that bus operators see and also the police officers see and the traveling public see.
Right.
But Junior, that study been going on for over 3 to 4 years now. Last June, July, they met with the new Minister of Transportation and the Commission for one of the first times. That same study was promised in October. Junior, we're in January, right? And it begs the question that if they have this study that's supposed to be completed 3 years, are they scared of what the study exposed as to the causes of a lot of this drama and tension that operators operate under and also the public under?
Yes.
When are they going to disclose the results, whether it be in support of bus drivers, the government, or who, and changes have to be made? When are we going to get it?
Right.
And this will fix a lot of the problems that you see happening now with the bus system that is presently happening now.
Yes.
So yes, the incident happened. Yes, the police could be at fault. You can see the social judgment in terms of the court, right, on your ride-along platform has shown different instances of police brutality towards bus operators. But there has to be something else that can be done to change that relationship between police officers, the general public, and how they look at bus transportation in Grenada.
Yes.
Right? The Prime Minister is the Minister of National Security. He's also the Minister of Transport. Come on, let's put an end to it. Let's fix the issues that is hampering the development of public transportation in Grenada.
Yes. No, I agree.
You understand? And that's my 2 cents tonight. Let's fix the sore and not just putting a bandage over it. Year come, year go.
Yes.
You understand? So that's my 2 cents tonight. Thanks.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate you. And it's true. I think the powers that be, I hope that they're listening. I hope that they're watching and seeing how best we could foster that relationship. Not of a competitive nature, not of a combative nature, because I don't think nobody wins when you have that fight between the people who are supposed to feel protected by you and the authority. I think there have to be a relationship, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, if there's no relationship between the general public and the police, then most of the crimes that you see that is being conducted, most of the crime that you see that's happening, it would not be solved because the police officers don't really solve a lot of those crimes. Oftentimes they rely on the public, on the general public, to put out leads and to help the police, to help policing within the community. So there have to be this synergy, guys, between the police and our community. And we shouldn't look at it as like us versus them or them versus us. Because at the end of the day, if that is the case, and we're talking about an us versus them kind of situation, it's going to hinder the progress of crime solving on the island. Let's jump back to the phone line. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Hello, good night. Good night to your listenership. Calling from Tobago.
Hey, Tobago, how you doing?
Junior.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when they have them kind of soil open up and all of them put plaster on them, Junior, it is going to create a major problem for Grenada, right? You see what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago right now?
Yeah.
It comes now like the public have no respect for the police. And if they get a chance to kill all of them, they would kill all of them. I know.
Hello, caller, there?
What there's a mandate with the police. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You understand?
Yes.
It's because that the citizens lose all respect for the police based on their attitude. You understand? I'm reading some of the comments under the thread here, Junior, right? Junior, when you want respect, you show respect. And from what I'm seeing in that video there, as a police officer, you don't call up a man because that is assault, you understand? Not because you have the law in your hand. It means that you could override the law and do people what they want, if you understand me.
Yes.
You cannot do that as a police officer. And there are ways and means which you can quell a situation, you know, by talking out, if you understand me. And if the talk doesn't work, then you use another stage. You understand?
Yes.
But if you having all this complaint about this one officer, what he is still doing in the Queen Royal Police Force, he's supposed to be excluded out of that immediately, if you understand me. And you know what I realized, Grenada, I follow a lot of things that goes on in Grenada because Grenada, as I said, to me, is a second home. Right? And I realize when police officer takes advantage of the public or civilians, right? It takes you years for them to fix it.
Yeah.
You understand me?
True.
What becomes of the guy that got burned recently, Junior? Any update on that? What about the guy and the child who got beaten in Grenada? What comes out of that? And you know what tends to happen? The civilians are the ones who always get the charges. And the officers, they always go scot-free. Do you know it's time enough that we'll start doing something about these things? Otherwise, you're all going to create a sore that you all will not have a plaster for.
Mm.
You understand?
Powerful point there, caller.
You understand? Yes. You're all going to create a sore that you're not going to get a plaster for, because if this is happening now and everybody in the hierarchy is just sitting back and doing nothing about it, then, Junior, it's a problem that is going to be developing, because you know what is going to happen now? When the citizens cannot take the advantage anymore, they're going to start rebelling. And this rebellion could create even more problems for the same officers who are working. You understand me?
Yes.
Because when you do a man something and you damage a man, his reputation, if you understand me. When you go home and you catch you offside by himself, what do you think will happen, Junior?
Yeah.
A police is not always a policeman, because he ain't going to live in the station, if you understand me.
Right. Yeah.
He wouldn't live in the station. He has a home that he would go to. And then when you advantage a man, it's obviously going to come to you. And right there is where the crime situation is going to start. Because a man ain't going to want to take that kind of advantage. And how long you going to take that advantage for, Junior?
Yeah.
So all better put a plaster on this. So I hope the people in authority, the security minister, and you know, Junior, another thing, what Grenadians supposed to do, get acquainted to the laws that governs their country.
Yes.
Know your rights and know your responsibility as a citizen. And once you know your rights as a citizen, police officers can't just take advantage of you, because you know what? Or they go empty the treasury in Grenada when all they start to sue people and make them an example. You understand? And this is exactly what people in Grenada have to do. Get acquainted to the laws of your country,
right,
and know what is your rights.
Yes.
All right?
Absolutely.
Locked on and listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tobago. Thank you so much. Guys, we got overdue for a ad break. We'll be right back. I got some final closing words. Don't move.
You ready for an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion, or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.
On a programming note, this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride Excursion Rentals and Tours. For daily rentals of e-bike, you can check us out in the Esplanade Mall. Great rates, and also our trail rides that's available every Sunday. Our next available trail ride will be on the trail ride to St. Patrick. We encourage everyone to get their passes. We only have about 4 bikes remaining. So we urge you to do that tonight. The link, put the link in the chat. Booyah, that's the link right there, guys. Click that link or scan that QR code, and let's see you in St. Patrick. Let's go back to the phone lines right now. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. Good night. Calling from Grenada.
Yes.
Yes. I've been listening to the program, and there seems to be quite a lot of persons who have had interactions with this particular police officer, right? And speaking on the program is one, but I just want to encourage these individuals to actually go in and make a actual report on the things that are happening. And I would want to encourage the police as well to don't be afraid to say, yeah, we were wrong, or we handled this situation wrong. We have to be able to hold ourselves accountable for the actions that we take. And the people, when I say the people who use public transportation and the people who provide public transportation, they are all frustrated right now. They are all extremely frustrated right now. And if you listen to the audio in the video, there's a lot of there's some little profanities and stuff in it. So I could understand why it wouldn't be played on the program. But you could hear there's one man trying to uphold what he thinks is law.
Right.
And there's a bunch of people, right, who is against what is happening because it does not seem morally right. The actions of the officer does not seem rational. Right? So that's why the people now who also use public transportation, they are frustrated.
Right.
Right? That same bus stop that where this incident happened, that bus stop services routes. Grenada, which is the biggest route. It also services Woburn, which is number 2. It services St. David's, which is also the second largest route. And watch the size of the bus stop. Every day there is a congestion there for the past how much years? You're telling me nothing can be done about it? A shed can be built? People does be baking in the sun. People does be wet in the rain. People does be all by where Green's bicycle shop used to be looking for bus. It's like the cat and mouse game that has been going on between busmen and police officers has always been affecting the traveling public at the end of the day. The school children, the young children, the older children, the middle-aged, and the working class people, right? And it's becoming, they are getting very, very frustrated, and I believe that it is time for something to be done.
Right.
Now, as in my role, I was part of this whole movement of championing the change in public transportation. I did my part in it. And in my involvement in it and in my time, we made numerous suggestions. And one of the main things that I see happening here is the ability to resolve conflict on both the police officer and the conductor side, right? I believe before you get a conductor permit or before you are allowed to get a C-class license to drive a bus, right? You must be able to go into training and understand the industry, understand the prices, understand the routes that you're going to be working on, and all of these type of things. And most importantly, customer service, taking care of yourself, hygiene, all of these type of things, right? These are simple things that could just get done, right? Miss Payne does it in TAMCC for taxi drivers and so on. It's a similar program that needs to be set up because public transportation is like, I consider it, it's like the veins in your body, but it's just for the island, and they apply the roots. The roots are the veins. When you block these things up, and when you create problems, there's a heart attack you're looking to create. And like to the previous caller say, that's where the frustration builds. And it builds both on the drivers who come out every single day and work hard, right? The conductors who work hard, the people who take transportation, they are also working hard. Why distress them? Why not foster a better relationship between bus operators and police officers? I really just think that, these are easy issues that can be fixed. And I think it's about time that it is fixed. And in terms of the whole public transportation, I mean, there was a whole study that had to be done. One caller touched on that. Let's just get the ball rolling and make things better for the people, because a lot of the people who go to work every day and a lot of the people who keep the country going, they use public transportation.
Right.
So let's all get together and make it comfortable, not just for us who may have the ability to purchase a private vehicle and drive to work. And that's also one of the reasons you see so many vehicles on the road, yes. Because public transportation is not where it should be. So the first thing a regular youth man or a young lady would try to do, instead of going and squeeze up in a bus in the morning and have to deal with all this chaos, all this thing, this is not what you want to experience the first thing in the morning. The first thing you would want to do is to go and buy a car. Not because you want to, but because it's just like it's absolutely necessary, for you to get to work faster and do all these type of things, But there's just a whole lot of things that I believe can be touched on and can be fixed. A lot of low-hanging fruits that can be fixed, and most of it has been ignored. And maybe now is a time looking at these issues, and it's so sad to see the young man had to be breathing through his mouth and stuff and thing. No, I hope somebody will compensate him for the days of work he might be losing. I hope he gets some form of justice and he gets his day in court to speak his part. I hope there is no biasness and stuff against him, because I know from experience it is always, no matter what,
right,
it's like the police is always right? And we have wonderful police officers in Grenada, And just like we have wonderful people and wonderful bus operators, we also have bad ones too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And we cannot ignore that. And we have to look at where the bad spots are, what is causing it, and deal with it to help make it better for everybody. Right? So that's just my 2 cents on the whole issue. I just pray for a speedy recovery for the young man, and hopefully some disciplinary action for the officer, or some type of training or some kind of thing, to prevent these type of things from happening. We've seen too much of it. The frustration is building, right, in that particular industry, and maybe something needs to be done about it.
Okay.
So that's my 2 cents on it.
Thank you so much, caller. We really appreciate you on your input.
Thanks, man.
All right. Guys, this is where we have to wrap right here. We thank everyone. And this is an issue that we will not push under the rug. We have to get to the bottom of this. We have to understand what happened from both sides. And we have to speak to the authorities, guys. We have to speak to the authorities where we could have some kind of synergy between the bus operators and police, civilians and police. It's absolutely necessary. We'll be right back.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
3 islands united as one.
A spectacular evening awaits you as the Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee of New York, under the auspices of the Consulate General of Grenada and guest of honor, Prime Minister the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, invite every Grenadian to join in celebrating Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence with our Golden Jubilee Gala. Enjoy the evening of Saturday, January 27th with exquisite cuisine, live entertainment, all in the vibrant and sophisticated atmosphere of the Anthems at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens. Don't miss this opportunity to honor Grenada's milestone achievement. Limited seats are still available for a donation of $225. Reserve your seat now by calling the Grenada Consulate at 212-599-0301, Nick Cox at 347-528-3038, or Frances Purcell at 917-282-9405. Celebrate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence with the Golden Jubilee Gala. Reserve your tickets now and be a part of history.
Again, guys, this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Riders, E-Bike, Excursion, and Tours. A great way to get around the city, guys, especially in the congestion issues. And also a fun experience. If you come into Grenada and you want to explore inside the interior of Grenada, rent an e-bike at the kiosk in the Esplanade Mall and be on your way. Explore Grenada. Guys, don't forget, this Sunday and every Sunday, we are in a different parish, right? This Sunday, we're going to be in St. Patrick, and we will be doing our second excursion tour. We're starting over there by Davie Beach and making our way down to Prospect Road and go down to Mahat Road. We travel along Sotte's Main Road. And again, go over to the Breakwater Project. We're going to have lunch there. Back to Sotte's Road, La Fortune, onto Maday's, park the bike. We're going to go and do some a hike to the Welcome Rock, head over to the Sulphur Spring. Just so much stuff, guys. The all-inclusive experience. Sulphur Spring, River Sally, head to the Batway Cliff, and we're going to be there for a little bit, take some pictures, and then head to Batway Beach. So it starts over in Davie Beach, and it ends at Batway Beach. It's going to be an awesome excursion experience. So we urge you guys, if you want to be a part of this excursion experience, limited bikes available. You could book right now. Click that link and book right now. About 4 or 5 bikes remaining. We're going to get all the riders involved in this one. This Sunday, we're in St. Patrick. And yes, guys, this is the actual bike you're going to be riding. This is the actual bike. All right, this is the actual bike. You've seen it last week when we were there in St. Mark, and it's going to a whole new level in St. Patrick, guys. Again, book tonight or call this number 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. Call right now to book your excursion with Ride Excursion and Tour. This Sunday, we're in the beautiful St. Patrick, and it's all about promoting community tourism in St. Patrick this week. Again, the number, let me put the number there, guys. You can write it down, 473-422-1011. Guys, if you're looking for merchandise, product for the Grenada 50th anniversary, you could walk into a kiosk located right inside the Esplanade Mall, kiosk number 3. Walk there right now, or tomorrow, not right now, tomorrow morning, between 9 and 5, we're open, and pick up your Grenada 50th anniversary merch. I believe tomorrow we should have t-shirts, right? So you could go there, get your t-shirt, but for now you could get your bags, your hat, your visor, your computer bag. There are so many stuff. Your wine glass with the 50th anniversary on it. It's a souvenir unlike no other. No, they're not going to be another 50-year anniversary. This is it, and 50 is a big deal. So we're encouraging you guys to go down to the kiosk located right inside the Esplanade Mall, the 3rd kiosk. We're the only kiosk that sells Grenada 50th anniversary merchandise, the hat, the everything you could get there. So go and get it tomorrow before it's all sold out. And when it's done, right? When it's done, it is done. So, and while you're there, you could rent one of our e-bikes. Yes, while you're there, just go ahead and rent our e-bikes. E-bikes rental is $99 for the whole day, guys. If you want to get around the city, you could rent the e-bike. It's only $99 for the whole day, right? You can't, 99 EC dollars, and I ain't talking about US, 99 EC dollars. And the bikes are powered. The bicycles are powered, right? So it's, if you could ride a bicycle, think about riding a bicycle and don't have to pedal. The bicycle just kind of go, and you just kind of control the speed. the bicycle go up 20 miles per hour, and you don't have to pedal. You just go, right? So it's a great way to get around the city. Again, especially in the times of congestion. So go into the mall, guys. When you come to get your 50th anniversary merchandise, go ahead and also rent an e-bike. All right. And don't forget, again, we were saying these are the e-bikes, guys. These are actually the bikes on trail. That was last week. We had a great time in St. Mark, sorry. It was amazing. Book today. Book right now at ridersebike.com or call 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. We got to tell you all about JetBlue. Yeah, JetBlue. If you fly into Grenada, guys, there are so many options, but the best option, and the option that we're telling you about, will get you in Grenada in about 4.5 hours or so, twice per week from JFK, is JetBlue. Book online right now at jetblue.com. JetBlue.com. Check it out right now. On Saturdays, guys, they're flying direct flight from Boston. So direct flight from Boston on Saturday, and 2 flights from JFK every day. You don't get any better than that. Fly with JetBlue and have the JetBlue experience. Right Along Live is also brought to you with the kind compliments of Geneva's Cottage. Check out Geneva's Cottage right now, guys. If you're coming into Grenada and you want a nice and safe and peaceful place to stay, to lay your head, check out Geneva's Cottage. It's right there in the Woodlands area, but it's close to it's close to the airport, it's close to Grand Anse Beach, it's close to everything, SGU right over there. So, Geneva's Cottage, guys, check it out on Airbnb. I'll paste the number there in the chat as well. Give them a call and tell them you heard the ad and Ride Along Live. Yeah, tell them you heard the ad and Ride Along Live. Geneva's Cottage. Check them out today.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
All right. Guys, here's my final thoughts on this incident and what transpired there, right? I'm a big advocate, guys. Me personally, I've always said that the community need to work with the police, but the police have to work with the community. We cannot have this type of thought process, especially in those in authority, that because they have some kind of power, they should take advantage of some people who may not have the power, or some people who they may deem in the head they probably do as folks with don't have the intellect, or people who may not have a big name or a big family name, right? Because I'm telling you, a lot of times I see police officers, not only in Grenada, but around, even in the US, but specifically people who in small communities like this, it's very rare that you might see a police officer pull up some big person with some more big person last name and take advantage of their children. Oftentimes they feel like, I believe, oftentimes they feel, some police officers, not all, they feel that they could take advantage of certain sectors of the population because they feel like they don't or may not have that representation. I firmly believe so. So there are bad apples in everything. There are bad teachers. There are bad police officers. There are bad bus drivers. Because sometimes too, bus drivers, all they have to take responsibility. Sometimes all they does make some serious bad stops. That's a bad driver and thing. All they does go around the kind of shop. And all they does stop and pick up passengers and thing in places where you shouldn't stop and pick up passengers. All they does do stuff too. Right? And all they need to fix that. Similarly, there are bad police officers, just the same. And that needs to be fixed. Because the bad ones make the good ones. Like, people don't talk about the good things. They only gravitate to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that is negative in the bunch. But we need to weed that out because you give everybody a bad name. So if you are a police officer and you realize your fellow police officer friend is doing crap, don't just sit by and allow him to continue to do crap. You have to talk to him because he essentially is making you look bad. Because people won't see the good work that you're doing, but I bet you they're going to see the bad job that he's doing as a rogue or someone who feel like they could punch people in their face. Listen, if someone do anything wrong as a police officer, arrest them, right? If you have, by law, you believe that someone did something that violate the law, statute, arrest them, put them in handcuffs, take them in. But you don't have to cuff them, you don't have to slap them, you don't have to box them, you don't have to kick them. You don't have to drag them like a piece of rag dog and throw them in the back of a truck. You don't have to do that. Because I believe that you can make an arrest, you can make a very civil arrest. You don't have to raise your voice. You could make such a civil arrest, right? Because at the end of the day, we all in this little place, in this little island, right? And you may not be a police officer all the days of your life. And you might be in a position where your family member, you don't want your sister, your brother, your close family to be treated that way. So I say that we must aim to treat others how we want people to treat us. I'm not saying that bus drivers do everything right, but police officers, you cannot conduct yourself in that kind of rogue manner and expect to get the respect from the community. You're going to get disrespected. And that's what I'm saying. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program today, guys. On behalf of all of our production team here at Ride Along Live, we say thank you. And to our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, who hold this fort and put it together and make sure that things happen here every day, we say thank you. Our moderators, Kibbs, Gail, and everyone at Team Ride Along Live, we say thank you. Guys, if you have a business and you want to advertise on Ride Along Live, please inbox us. We even have advertising opportunity at our kiosk with our big screen TVs on both sides of the kiosk. A great opportunity to reach people on the foot traffic right there inside of the Esplanade Mall. Give us a call and we'll tell you how we could market your product or service or business. Send your business viral. Thank you for watching, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow.
Advertise with us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more.